Any progress? Well done. Your next assignment? I should... Arrogance was their undoing. Your next... Given the Brotherhood... Please... We're talking about a code... They'll never accept my using an army of robots to Don't tell me you've fallen for the storm. In any case, this is an
The recent disturbance at Courier.
We just had word that the town of Prim is now part of the NCR. At this rate, they'll be running the whole region soon.
How may I assist you?
Hello?
Hello.
Why is it?
It's so important that we research night vision optics.
Hello? Hello again, my friend.
Paladin.
We just had word that the town of Prim is now part of the NCR. At this rate, they'll be running the whole... Now that McNamara is lifted... Perhaps... You're mine!
Take this!
Engage. Fight them. I'm with you.
Move along. Be advised, the Lucky 38 is not open to the general public.
Have you destroyed the brother? Single-handedly destroying a brotherhood? This welcome news comes just in. Aaron, apparently, he hasn't I need you to make sure that no harm.
Trespassers will be shot. Thank you.
What's up? I have... If you can... See you... Lead the way. I need to talk to you about something, if you have a minute.
Any day now? We're getting caught up in something important out here. I know I'm just along for the ride, I wasn't. My late father. Memories being short around here. Eventually, someone stopped them. My mother never. When the NCR learned. After the Enclave's command structure, my mother and I left with some of the troops. Anyone who didn't get out was killed, but the Enclave did a lot of bad things. Not many of them are alive. So great, but you're a big part. I've kept in contact. I know I'm not.
Looks like Is that... I wouldn't mind... Oh, I'll come. Arcade might have mentioned there's a pat... Oh.
What's up? Moreno took the fall of the Enclave hard. To him, he said, I suppose Moreno.
That tower on the strip, the one you can see for miles? I hear it ain't sealed up no more. Some cons got cornered in the ruins of Boulder City, but the NCR let them go. That's unusual.
You don't strike me as someone down on their... It really must... I'll be... Oh. John, it was... Couple of...
Judah Krieger is the...
bother someone else. I don't want anything to do with you.
Hello.
Is there something else I can do? I'm intrigued. Oh,
Doc Henry always was a... Not every... Maybe it's... But he's...
what brings you around this time? Thought I... Well, now there's an... Oh, and in case Arcade...
If I had to pick anyone who did day to day, it's amazing. I grew up without him. It's not like I'm the only kid in the wasteland who's... If that's the only...
Fine weather for... Told you everything. There's a... Some of the things we...
Since my mother died, she flew. There have been some... Being in the... As screwed up as it sounds, at least if you spent the first half of your life...
They say those robots on the strip are running around with different faces or something. Don't ask, because I'm glad to see you made it here all right. Marino John. Then that's the plan. I don't know.
I didn't come all the way out here. I can't believe you've actually talked me into this. Fine.
Thanks for doing this. I'll be honest. I still don't know how this is all gonna shake. I'm not like... It seems presumptuous, because I know when... I honestly didn't expect you to say that. What? True enough. Back to Freeside it is. I need to make a stop before I settle in. I'll be back in a while.
Moreno's a stubborn son of a bitch. Since Whitman will be staying, you'll need... I hear...
I appreciate you keeping a... It'll...
The Great Khans just packed up and left Red Rock Canyon. Always thought the NCR and them would fight it out again.
Like I said, I needed to go. I thought I might wear it at... I'm here because of you. And if you need... What's up? What's up?
Will Sir be staying for any... Will Sir be staying for...
Thank you for visiting New Vegas.
What's up? Ooh.
I've heard of you. I'm glad you're here to help us out. We've got a lot to do to prepare. Glad you could join us. Once
Nelson's back in our hands. Hope we can defend it this time.
I'm heading to Gomorrah next time I get some time off. One of the ranger vets looked at me, and I just about... surrendered.
Hey, you haven't seen my friend around here. We were supposed to meet up, so...
is it me or has the Brotherhood stopped engaging us? Smartest move they ever. Have you finished your security? Looks. Now if you'll. back in a minute. I'm busy with security matters.
You better get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming out here today for this very special occasion. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the President of the new California Republic, Aaron Kimball.
Thank you, my fellow Californians, who have come so far to answer the call to service put forth by the Republic. It is for you that I have come here, and it is because of you that I am able to do so. Privilege because you take the greatest of risks and are prepared to make the most noble sacrifices. It is because of men and women like Private First Class Jeremy Watson that Nevada and the new California Republic remain free and secure. Born in a tin shack on the outskirts of one pine, Jeremy Watson never had it easy. His father worked as a caravan guard on the short loop, and his mother, like many Californians, braved the ruins of the old world as a prospector. They suffered through water shortages, raider attacks, and the Brotherhood War. Like our mighty Sierra Nevadas, they endured. But the time came when they could no longer shoulder the burden alone. 12 years ago, they called out for help, and the Republic heard them. Troopers, rangers, just like you, answered the clarion call. Men and women stepped forward to say, I will carry the weight. And at Owens Lake, we made true on our promise, driving out the raider tribes to establish a lasting peace in the eastern Sierra Nevadas. We carried the weight, and though we left behind many of our brothers and sisters on that battlefield, it did not break us. 10 years ago, Chief Elise met with representatives of the Desert Rangers to discuss terms of what would become the Rangers Unification Treaty. The treaty was more than a resolution to welcome the Desert Rangers into the Republic. It was a covenant to protect Southern Nevada against Caesar's Legion and the tyranny of his regime. There are some back home who ask me, but who are we protecting? What is Nevada to us? Sometimes we forget that the light of our society shines beyond our borders. Sometimes we take those privileges for granted that our forebears fought so hard to achieve. We must always remember that wherever Californians stand, we carry our principles with us. Equal respect, representation, and protection under the laws of a just republic. This was the same fire that burned in the heart of the old world that preceded us. We are the heirs of that civilization, torchbearers eastward of the Pacific, into the darkness of this wasted land. When the Republic called on the men and women of California to carry that fire across the Mojave, Jeremy Watson answered. You answered. Together you carried the weight. And when PFC Watson's platoon came under attack at Forlorn Hope, he took the greatest risk. Not only for his fellow Californians, but for California itself. He was prepared to make the most noble of sacrifices to defend the principles of our republic, even here, on Nevada soil. His actions are a beacon to all of us who stand here today in tribute to his valor. Private First Class Jeremy Watson, on behalf of the Senate and people of the new California Republic, it is my honor to present you with the Star of Sierra Madre. Not far from this spot, a monument stands as a tribute to the sacrifice made by those who came before us. The men and women who fulfilled the promise we made to the Desert Rangers. Its back is inscribed with the names of the troopers and rangers who carried the weight. And because they made the most noble of sacrifices, it did not break us. 4 years ago, we held this dam. 4 years ago, we carried the weight. 4 years ago, we drew a line through the Mojave as clear as the Colorado River. A line that Caesar cannot cross. Today, you stand here with our brothers and sisters to hold that line. Today, you honor all Californians by carrying that weight. Today, you are the waves of the Pacific, pushing ever eastward. You are the sequoias rising from the Sierra Nevadas, defiant and enduring. You are the great western light of California, torchbearers in the darkness, living reminders of all that is best in our republic. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. What the hell are you waiting for? You think I want to get shot? Let's go.
Do you mind? Nelson's back in our hands. I hope we can defend it this time. Sounds like we're running prim. Shouldn't you be keeping an eye?
Damn it. I'll have a security team sweep. I'm also canceling the president.
Not now. Good job today. You got the president. Out safe and sound.
Thank you for visiting New Vegas. If it isn't our favorite VIP.
If not for you, President Kimball would be dead. So you needn't feel guilty when the NCR's rout from Hoover Dam. The Legion has nothing left. Before that happens, I'll ask, between the strip, humble as it appears, the substance, gain access. I needed the and to start the reaction. This is not a good time to be dependent on energy from and I'll be broadcasting encrypted VMQ boot. With this accomplished,
Over here!
Like that. Keep moving.
My folks back
Been
home
a
got
long
lights
tour.
at night thanks to what we're doing
All
here.
I can think about now is going back home. You'd better get out of here.
Evening.
as you can see, Vegas is, and just in time as their assault could be. Indeed they do. And your objective is to reach a control room. You may remember how the bunker at the fort was rather dimly lit. Well, just like the Lucky 38, it needs... You've already uploaded... I recommend following the Securitrons. I care because he is a known quantity. Kimball rose to prominence as the hero. Ordering the occupation of Hoover Dam was his... Conversely, his failure to annex them... Kimball's entire political career is... If I compel the NCR to retreat, Kimball will be the sacrifice offered. In retrospect, the Mojave and Hoover Dam will seem like one man's misadventure. Then the hero of them... They lick their wounds and dream of righteous... I've calculated. As I've said, Your objective is to install an override module. We've accomplished a great deal, you and I. The Legion's assault could... We've accomplished a...
You must get to the control room and install the override chip.
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress?
Stop right there. No one is a... Hey, check your front! Stop right there. You shouldn't be here. Get out of here already. Get out of here already.
I knew you'd make it. Resource... The override module is functioning properly. I just need you to head over to... When you return topside, I think you'll see that my Oh, and before you go, grab that printout. I thought you might enjoy the honor of presenting them.
And who are you to come before me? You don't bear the mark of the bear, yet you are ready for battle. I see you fight with words, like all beneath the flag of the... So you see... I'll save your speeches. Hoover Dam has never seen the mass strength of... Now I am here, and make mark... You speak in circles. What of the... The victory here shall be swift. The Your weakness? You seek to thwart me by... That does not mean... The East was a hard-fought campaign. Hoover Dam is but a place. I will not have it. Know that I shall return east. If the way... My coming would have saved you. War would have tested them. Violence gave... Perhaps it is unfortunate Woolpex was not here to hear your... Until the day when our armies meet again on... And who are you to come? A plan, but I can... And who are you to come? Degenerate.
Caesar on the cross. Been a long time since I've seen the kind of work you've laid down today. A damn long time. And the screams of those Legion bastards as they kick dirt running east like a choir of angels to my ears. Speaking of, that crazy light show over the fort? What the fuck was... Could use 100 of you. What the hell are you on about? What is this Brahmin shit? I'm not getting... What the... Free economic demands NCR's immediate withdrawal. This paper of... You know I won't surrender the... We held this place for years. I'll fight for it again today. If you're looking... True. Guess I'm a little too used to seeing Securitrons in Vegas to... Look. House, Vegas. And if you say no, keep in mind what that means. I'm not going to throw away the lives of my men just to...
You know, I've had thousands of employees in my time. Your performance has been nothing short of spectacular. Back to Vegas, shall we? I really should do something about that monorail. I can make sure it not only runs, but runs on time. No need to worry about the General, by the way. He'll be held responsible, publicly disgraced. 36.5% probability of suicide, by my estimate. Kimball won't be able to save him. He'll be too busy getting thrown out of office. But less than a 3% chance of suicide, mind you. Vegas might see a dip in revenue for a few months, half a year. But soon enough, the tourists and their money will be pouring in. Vegas will be a shining jewel in the middle of the desert, an oasis of light, a beacon to show mankind the way to the stars. This is just the start, you see. This is where it all begins.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again. And the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. Mr. House's Securitron army took control of Hoover Dam and the Strip, pushing both the Legion and the exhausted NCR out of New Vegas. Mr. House continued to run New Vegas his way, a despotic vision of pre-war glory. The streets were orderly, efficient, cold. New Vegas continued to be the sole place in the wasteland where fortunes were won and lost in the blink of an eye. The Courier, who had a mixed history in the wasteland, kept the status quo at Hoover Dam. Mr. House would keep New Vegas stable, if not free, for generations. Mr. House afforded the Courier every luxury at his disposal in the Lucky 38.
Though some super mutants in Nightkin continued to journey to the legendary Utopia, they found little trace of its existence. Some eventually found their way to Jacobstown, but many wandered off into the wastes, confused and disheartened.
Still grappling with self-doubt over his usefulness in the face of old age, Raoul was never able to find peace with himself. Eventually, he left the Mojave and assumed a new name, as he had done so many times before.
Mr. House showed little interest on the Boomers, who eventually began venturing out to Nellis to meet and trade with travelers.
Buried beneath tons of rubble, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was no more. Those few who were outside the Hidden Valley bunker when it was destroyed settled into new lives, or headed west to find a new chapter to join.
The death of the Mojave Brotherhood came much too soon for Veronica, and in their absence, she felt truly lost. Yet in its wake, she took small comfort in her decision to remain by their side through their few remaining days.
The Fiends staged an attack against Camp McCarran during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam. During the NCR's retreat, the Fiends overwhelmed many of the troopers before Mr. House's Securitrons could deal with them.
Arcade was outraged by Mr. House's power play following the defeat of Caesar's Legion at Hoover Dam. Though he remained in Freeside for a short time after the Securitrons established widespread control, he eventually traveled back into NCR territory. Disillusioned with the followers of the apocalypse, he settled down in the outskirts of the Boneyard, where he worked happily as a family doctor.
After Mr. House gained control of New Vegas, he sent a Securitron to Good Springs as a token of appreciation for helping the Courier. Victor was a mixed blessing, however, as he continually monitored the town for Mr. House.
Rose of Sharon Cassidy died as her caravan died. In an unmarked grave, another victim of the Mojave.
During the Battle of Hoover Dam, the Great Khans quickly evacuated Red Rock Canyon and headed north and east into the plains of Wyoming. There, they reconnected with the followers of the apocalypse and rebuilt their strength. Bolstered by ancient knowledge of governance, economics, and transportation, they carved a mighty empire out of the ruins of the Northwest.
Thanks to the Courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin's schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded. Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Lily continued to take her medicine at half doses, and although she remembered her grandchildren, her mind remained muddled and confused. Eventually, she parted ways with the Courier and traveled west, seeking the remnants of her past.
Accusing the Kings of lying with a foreign invader for their newfound ties to the NCR, Mr. House punished them by ordering their forced removal. The Kings, defiant to the end, were destroyed to the last man by House's Securitrons.
Revitalized by Violetta's brain, Rex eventually learned to balance the memories of his old life with Violetta's experiences among the brutal fiends. His mind had difficulty adjusting, but Rex eventually found peace with his new, more vicious self.
Shaped up by the Courier's advice, the Misfits distinguished themselves during the Legion's attack on Camp Golf. Mags was finally promoted to sergeant, and the rest of the Misfits received an official commendation. They continued to serve with distinction for many years.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several Bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
Though NCR was withdrawing from the region, Boone remained in New Vegas, finding work as a security guard and caravan scout along the highways. While he might have preferred rejoining his old unit, Boone couldn't bring himself to abandon the city where he'd met his wife.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
After the majority of the Vault 19 powder gangers joined the Great Khans, the weaker members scattered throughout the Mojave Wasteland. Though a few managed to erase their past, most never survived the journey.
Despite NCR's pledge to support Prim, they abandoned the town after their loss to Mr. House. As repayment for their NCR loyalty, Mr. House sends Securitrons to Prim to protect it and collect heavy taxes from its citizens.
Although they performed admirably during NCR's defense of Hoover Dam, the Rangers fell into decline soon after. With Hanlon's plot against the occupation exposed and Oliver denounced for losing Hoover Dam, Many Rangers were greeted coldly on their return home. Few openly blamed the Rangers for Hanlon's treachery, but public and political support for the military as a whole quickly dwindled.
After their bold arrival at Hoover Dam, the remnants disappeared as quickly as they came. Legends of their power spread throughout the Southwest, a reminder of why people once feared the sight of vertibirds in the sky.
And so the Courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.